Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in to this video. I am recording in the dark. I wanted to actually get this recorded because tomorrow I planned on doing this video, but I have a lot of stuff that I gotta get done tomorrow, so it's not gonna work if I wait till tomorrow. So we're just gonna go ahead and do it tonight. It's fine. It's 10 o'clock, but hey, I have the time. So I have received several messages about how I was able to create this desktop and how I was able to organize it. This was super easy to do, and you guys can do this. So I am going to show you all the tricks and easy ways of getting this done. Now you can do Photoshop. I am not a big fan of Photoshop because Photoshop takes a lot of time to learn how to do, and if anyone tells you otherwise, they're a liar. So I'm going to show you how to use Google Slides. I would show you how to do this in Microsoft PowerPoint, but I know not a lot of people actually have PowerPoint since that is a software that you have to pay for. This was actually created in PowerPoint, but you can do the exact same thing in Google Slides. So that is what we're going to do. Just point out a few things. I have these little dashboards or whatever you want to call it, or little sections. I have 3 of them. This one's frequently used, planning, teaching, and then I have a calendar smack in the middle. I created this entire thing. The back, what do you want to call it? Everything behind that you see, I created that. I did not physically actually create the drawing of the flowers. That is actually a clip art, but the horizontal lines that you see, the black lines, I did create that in PowerPoint, and that's just a rectangle. That's all it was a black rectangle. I created this calendar, so you can do this. We're going to get started now. The first thing you need to do is make sure you have your Chrome browser open. I prefer Chrome over Safari because I have so many issues with Safari, so we're just going to use that. If you have Safari, it's fine. Just make sure you go to your Google Drive account, and we're going to get ready to open a new, or get ready to get started. So you just need a new Google slide. Okay, let that pop up. And I like to just go ahead and change the layout to blank. Now, this next step is very important. You need to either know your screen resolution already, or you need to figure that out. Excuse me, there are a few ways you can do that. One, you can come up here to the Apple and go to About This Mac. I'm sorry, I am on a MacBook, so if you're not on a MacBook, you can just do this a different way. And then go to Display, and it tells you right here what the screen resolution is 1440 by 900. So we need that information. If you can't figure out how to get there, or if you forget, or if you're not on a MacBook, you can also just type in screen resolution, name your laptop, and it'll tell you. So we already know we're working with 1440. So we're going to go over here to File, Page Setup. We're going to click this and hit Custom. You want to change this to pixels, and then we're going to type in 1440 by 900. That way it is going to fill your entire screen, and it's not going to be stretched. Sometimes if you create PowerPoints or you want to use that as an image, it will stretch your picture so that it fits the resolution of the laptop, and then sometimes you'll just have that black border around it. So we want to avoid that. The first thing we need to do is find a background that we want to use. Now, I have some already that I made. So I have these, the shiplap. I always say it wrong. It's the same thing. So these are just different ones that I made today. And so I'll probably still use the same one, but I'll show you how to do that. So just go to background, choose image, and then you're going to do a Google search, and you're just going to type in wood wall. And then you just scroll. The one I used is in here somewhere towards the bottom. There it is. You select it, and then it'll populate and hit done. And that's it. That's your background. You don't have to do anything else. Now we're going to add our flowers, borders, whatever you want to call it. There are two websites that I use. I use this first one, which is Pixabay. I love it because the images and clip art, everything here is beautiful and it's free. I don't think I've found one paid image on this site. There may be, but from when I've been looking for things, I've never found one that I had to pay for. I love Pixabay because it's full of free commercial use images, clip art, all of that. And it also, of course, still has the personal use ones. Kiss PNG is a great backup. I feel like these have more variety, but most of theirs are personal use only. So if you're looking for things for teacher pay teacher, you cannot rely on this website. You will have to find a different means of getting that. So we're actually going to use Kiss PNG because they actually have some floral frames that I really like. And PNGs are great because they have transparent backgrounds. That's what this checkerboard is. That means the background is going to be transparent when you actually download the image. Pixabay also has transparent backgrounds, but not all of them are transparent. I don't want to do one that is has too much going on. So one thing to keep in mind when you're looking for a frame is how many icons you have or how much room you need, because if you get something that has a lot of borders, so like something like this or this, you're gonna it's gonna take away the space on your desktop. I want to try and use this one. This one's really pretty. I like that white border. So if you're trying to figure out if the image you selected is a personal use or commercial use, that's going to be right here, and it's usually above the download button. Please excuse my pop-up blocker. I had it turned off because I needed to do something, and now it's just being annoying. So I'm going to go ahead and hit free download. I've been using Kiss PNG and Pixabay since my program, and that's been, well, since I started my program, so actually back in 2011. So it's been a while. I've never had any issues with either one. So if you're like nervous about viruses and things, I've never had an issue. Not to say you can't, but I've never had an issue. Alright, so one thing I just noticed is that there's a squiggly line in the middle, and that's okay. We're just going to use it just for the sake of time, because I don't want this video to be extremely long. So as you see, there's a nice clean background here. Well, image. It doesn't have like that white square or anything. Oh, that actually looks really good. You can't really tell too much. Now we need to, I guess I can't add it just yet. Let's go ahead and add our categories. I'm going to hit shift and I'm going to hit the rounded rectangle. And I want to have one. Oh, let me do what I need to this one first before I do anything else. Let's go here, custom. I don't know if it's going to let me use this transparency button. I really don't want it pink. Let's do yellow instead of pink. It's not really yellow, is it? Let's try that and see. Okay. Alright, that's good enough. And this one probably can be a little shorter since it's at the bottom. And you can just find a frame you like. I just chose one just for the sake of time so that I could get this video recorded for you, and I didn't want it to be extremely long. Try not to cover up the flowers, but I might have to because I gotta make that calendar. I want to show you how to do that, so make this smaller. So this is what I was saying. You see how large this is, and it takes up quite a bit of room. So if you don't have a lot of icons, that's fine. But if you have a lot of icons like me, then that's not going to work. Okay, so now that we have another layer, we're going to need to send this backward. It's not going to let us do it yet. So I guess we're doing good. Okay, that's fine. Let's type in washi tape because that is what I have on mine. And kind of want a simple one since there's a lot going on there. I will literally go back and forth between the two if I can't find one that I really like. This one's actually kind of cute. Again, this one's personal use only. Go ahead and let that download. You don't have to use washi tape, but it looks nice with your title. And then I'm just going to make this a little smaller. Now, the colors that I'm getting the ideas for the colors from what is in my frame. And you don't have to use washi tape. You can find a image of like a push pin, of a magnet. You can find all kinds of images. So just whatever you like. All right, now let's get a text box in here. And I think I'm going to use white text. And let's go ahead and make it bold. And I know I'm going to want to use this one. I don't think it's going to be big enough. So we're going to put frequently, no, it's not big enough at all, that's okay. Frequently used. I want to make this much bigger than what it is. That's too big. There we go. Alright, and then we need to center this, but we also need it to be in the middle of the text box. And I'll show you how to do that again. Okay, why isn't it selecting? There we go. I'll actually take that to 55. Alright, so all I did was got my text box, and I'm just going to type planning, since I won't have a lot in here. I know I'm not going to have enough to put it. I mean, I know I'm going to have too many for this, but that's okay. And then change my color to white, and I'm going to increase the size of the font. For this one, 48 might be okay. So do you see how it's not really inside of the middle of this box? That's what we need to fix. So we're going to center it, but we're also going to center it in the middle of the text box. So now I can select this and put it in the center. There, that works. Okay, now let me show you how to make the calendar. If you don't want a calendar, that's fine. I'm just going to show you how to make a calendar. Just in case you want to do that, it's super easy. Let me go ahead and put the title box first. Alright, and again, I'm going to use a white one just because. And the calendars usually look better when there is a script writing. Make this larger. I don't know how I'm doing on time. Hopefully it isn't taking too long. Okay. I don't know how this is going to work, but we'll just keep going. Change it later. Okay, now we're going to do insert table. And you want a row for the days of the week, and then you also need a row for the numbers, of course. And your table is going to come out pretty large, so you can just make it smaller. Line it up. Trying to make it as small as possible. Now the purpose of this table is not meant to be for you to write in. This is just so you have the purpose of this table, the purpose of the calendar. This is just so that you have a quick reference if you're writing in your notebook or something, like paper, you're writing on paper and you don't actually have your calendar out in front of you. It's just, you know, sometimes you have your laptop open. It's a lot easier. All right, so this top, I'm going to use this one and in bold. Okay, go ahead and center that so I don't have to do it again. I could wait to the end, but I'm just going to do it now. Okay, and the first is on a Thursday. I do apologize if you guys can hear my family. They are in the living room. My husband is in there. There's no telling what they're doing right now. Okay, 31. All right, and I'm going to select this. Oh, duh. And then do the same thing, center, do both of them. And then I think I want to use that. That looks really nice and clean. Yeah. All right, so now do you see how it has that little line there? I really don't like that. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that. So I'm going to select it and I'm going to change the border to white. And now it looks like it's one whole sheet. I'm going to select both of them and hit arrange. Oh, it won't let me group it because it's a table. I forgot about that. So that's fine. Keeping them selected. And now I can move it. It doesn't look the best. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little smaller. Okay. Then I'll just take it down. And then this, you can group all of this stuff if you want. I don't want this video to be too long. I don't want you guys to watch a long video. Okay, there we go. And now that looks good. So from here, the only thing you have to do is come over here, hit File, Download as PNG or JPEG. Personally, I always download PNG because the quality is much better than a JPEG. But if you're not ready to commit and you just want to see what it's going to look like, just hit Present. And there you go, and that's what it will look like. One thing I noticed is that I do have this black line, and I'm going to change it to a lighter gray. Yeah, that's better. There. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to commit, so I'm going to do File, Download as PNG, and there it is. Now, last time I had a hard time finding it. Before I show you it, I'm going to show you the other ones that I made. So, I have this one, and I made this real quick. So this is real simple. And I also made this one. This one was like literally my very first tutorial for today, but then I had to go somewhere, so I had to stop the video, and I never went back to fix it. So that was that one. And then I made another one, just this one. So just same background, just different styles. but this is the one we just did, so I'm going to go ahead and use that one. So I'm just going to minimize, and then I'm going to go to my Finder. Download. There we go. And set desktop picture. And then at this point, I can just start moving my icons around. So this is what I was saying. It depends on how many icons you actually have on your desktop and how big you're wanting you're needing to make your holders, folders, shapes, whatever you want to call these yellow squares up here. You guys understand what I'm trying to say. Now obviously these things do not go here. This is just for the sake of the video that I'm just placing these anywhere. And then that's it. So pretty easy. Real quick before I end this video, I'm going to show you how to change your folders to where they look like mine. So all you need to do is to pretty much copy a picture, and easiest way to do that is to just go right here to Google. I'm just going to put flower just for the sake of time. This one's nice. Now this one is not going to be a PNG picture because of what I'm doing, the way that I'm doing this, and this image itself is not a PNG. And then you're going to right click, get info, and click here, and then Command V, and then it changes it. And then you can get rid of the name if you don't want a name. You have to have something here. So what I do is I just use symbols. So I'm going to actually use the underscore like 4 times because I think I've already used it. And there you go. And now I don't have a name. And depending on the color of your background, you may or may not see the white. So if you use like a white or a gray or something, you're not going to see the symbols underneath. All of these have symbols. So, but yeah, I hope this video was helpful. I hope it wasn't too long. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on my Instagram at teachwithchar, or you can leave a comment on this video. I do apologize for it being so long and rambling. It's late and I'm so sorry, but I wanted to get this recorded for you guys. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.